Hello and welcome to the G2X training. I am Alexa Choi, your host for today. I am the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Troublemaker for G2X. Anybody that knows me knows that it's absolutely true. Before I get started, I am going to just wait a couple of minutes, let people all get um, into the meeting. And also wanted to say that if you wanted to introduce yourself, chat, ask questions, I have Marianne in the background who's helping out. And she is going to be really great for, thanks, Julie. She's going to be really great if you have any questions or problems as we move forward. I'm going to pull up the chat and kind of keep it on the side, but if I might stop sometimes and just ask Marianne if there's anything that I need to cover, anything that I've missed. I'm really excited about today because we've launched some new functionality since the last training. And I feel like each time I do this, I'm going to approach it from a different angle or a different use case. Today's use case is really fascinating. And it's one that I've been talking to some folks about quite a bit, and I'm kind of curious to see what people think about this use case. So I'm going to just give it like 2 more minutes. Hey, Eric. Hey, man. I really appreciate you coming out to support Stephanie and I at the breast cancer walk on Sunday. Seeing some industry folks really made our day, and it was just so, it like touched our hearts. So thank you for that. Um, okay. So I'm going to get started. So what you're looking at right here is G2X, and it might look a little different than you're used to because we've launched company profiles. So this is our company profiles kind of product, our tool, our feature, whatever you want to call it. And when you are logged into G2X, if you come over here on the side of your menu, you can see the companies tab right here. This is what I clicked to get over here. And I pulled up a company called the Avery Group. My podcast actually with the CEO is coming out in a couple of weeks. He is awesome. The CEO, he's from Atlanta. He actually used to work in the government as a contracting officer, and now he started his own company. He's a service disabled veteran owned company, and he's really catching fire. So I decided to start with this company. I wanted to let you know, like, where does G2X get the data? We get the data from all of the companies that have registered in SAM that are active. Now you can imagine that the process to submit your SAM profile is a little, let's just say, tedious. So if you're in that process or you're still being adjudicated or whatever Sam calls that process, you're not going to show up. But if you have a profile that is active, you can come in here into the companies, search for your company, find it, claim your profile. Now, the cool thing about the company profile, and a lot of tools that provide market intelligence to this industry also have these kind of tools. The interesting thing about this one is it's not behind a paywall. So even if you are not a G2X subscriber, you can still come over here and really play with the data. And I'm about to kind of go into why it matters. But when you first pull up a company, you're going to be brought to the summary page, which is going to show you all of the different articles that G2X, our curated research, has pulled for this particular company. And then you're going to be able to scroll between the different like business information, the people on G2X, the documents. So you could actually upload your capability statement, and you're going to notice that he actually did, which is awesome. And then over here in the contract awards, we go into not only prime contracts, but subcontracts as well. And you can kind of see over, the lifetime of him being in business, like how he's done and where he's done what, right? So you can see that he's done work at CDC. That makes sense since that's where he came from, right? The VA, and then FDA. So he's really breaking out there doing some big things. And then of course you can kind of come down here and see all the different contracts and click into them, and it will link you back to their USA spending. I don't know why that was not popping into my head. USA spending. So you can validate and check the data if you were so interested. So let me talk about the people on G2X here for a second. The cool thing about this is really you can build this out, and a lot of folks in AO is what we call this guy here, AO. If you'll notice he didn't really put a lot of information in here. He is the CEO of the Avery Group. So, but if you wanted to go in and complete your profile, then folks, when they click on your profile, would be able to really connect with you, and you can build and grow your network that way. And eventually, this is a major WikiLeaks. In fact, the team members that are on the call right now from G2X, hey Julie, and I don't know if Brittany Winkler is also on the call, but I'm not sure they know this is coming, but we are building in the ability to chat within G2X. That's something that's on our roadmap, our dev roadmap, a few months down the road. Once we get our other things launched, that's something that they're already currently working through. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it work? So that's just something that I was going to put out there. Okay, so how do you fill out your profile? You're going to come over here to where it says you're logged in, and you're going to pop into your profile section here. And this is really where you can fill out, your title, your name, your LinkedIn, a little bit about you, and then you hit the save button. And then when anybody clicks on people in G2X over here under the directory, then they can click on it and get that information and connect with you. So look forward in the future to that, building that out a little bit more. Also, you'll notice that right next to your profile section up here at the top, you can also change it from black to white, white to black. It's pretty cool. All right, so I actually have never done one of these trainings starting out in the company profiles. I usually start out on the homepage, but I decided to mix it up today and show you that we started out here and now we're back at the home. And then now I'm going to approach it from a use case that I was kind of alluding to earlier on. So the use case that I want to talk about is I got hit up by one of my recruiter friends, and I haven't spoken to her in a while. And she was like, "Hey, I stopped working at this company that was really like a reseller and jumped into a services firm, and they do exclusive business so far with DHS." And she's like, "I need to hire folks that already have an active DHS suitability." And why? Because when you get awarded a contract at DHS, they're like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, you need to, onboard your staff within like 2 weeks." Well, fun story, they don't have any reciprocity with any other agency for the clearances. So you really have to, unfortunately, kind of beg Peter to pay Paul and take from other contracts in DHS where folks already have their clearances and move them over to the contract, staff it up. This is just how it's done over there. So she was like, "I need to know every single company that does work within DHS so I can then go and backtrack that into LinkedIn and really see who might be looking for a new role." Right. I mean, this use case was really particularly fascinating for me, and I was really excited because absolutely we can do this in G2X. So let me show you. Let me take you on a journey. So over here, you're going to see we have 3 different verticals, and today we're going to spend some time in FedCiv, specifically DHS, right? So there's a couple of different ways to get into it. You can filter your agencies down here, DHS, and do it that way. But I'm going to actually do something a little bit more specific, and I'm going to come over here to the search. Before I jump into the search and show you guys how to do that particular use case, I did want to first shout out to the analytics, that word did not come out correct, analysis team, and the work that they do with the G2 exclusives. And for whatever reason, the team decided to bury them underneath the search tab, the second tab over G2 exclusives. And you can see that they are all over here. And we've got all kinds of reports. We've actually built out reports so you can build your pipeline. I know that right now, maybe even a couple months earlier, you've already started building your pipelines, solidifying your pipelines, getting them ready for 25, 26, and 27. If you're the kind of BD person that, is required to present these to your leadership, right? So we are trying to line these up for you. So you're going to see the top DHS recompetes. You're going to see vets 2. You're going to see apples to apples. So we've got like contract reports, we've got vehicle reports, we've got opportunity reports, kind of all happening at the same time. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go back to our use case. So we're going to say ICE. I want to know who's winning work at DHS ICE, right? So basically I just typed in ICE up here, and you're going to see all kinds of different things popping up, but you've got opportunities, you've got industry moves, you've got awards, and really that goes back to the way that we track the data. So you can filter by any of those categories, right? So I just hit this little category thing here. And while you're here, you can see that we do collect information on the market for awards, opportunities, industry moves, news, jobs, and protests. So I'm going to pause here really quick and say that, I have a long background in the market intelligence side of the house. I used to work for GovWin, and then I worked for BGov, and then I went and did the BD capture role for almost 10 years. So I get it when you're looking at these systems and you've got so much data that you don't even know what to do with it, right? So I want to tell you that G2X really likes to position itself and think about itself as a business development approach, right? Not really capture. I mean, yeah, we do have capture tools. And yes, we are building out our capture platform. All that stuff is true. However, right now, what you do with the system is really positioning you and the company to get ahead of the curve and your competition. To really be out there at the events, out in front of opportunities, out in front of awards. Who's buying what, where, from whom? When you go to these happy hours, when you go to these events, what are you talking about? What's actually moving and shaking out there? This is the whole point of G2X. And I'm proud to say, I think we are the only tool out there that really has the experience, that has the developers, that has the 10 years in business, really, kind of doing this kind of work. And then, of course, shout out to the Daily Take team. Absolutely a group of rock stars that get up at 4 and 5 a.m. every single morning and curate all of this data. So they curate the data that I'm showing you right now. And if you pop into the awards, then you're going to get that data set you're looking for. DHS ICE, who has been awarded what, so you can then do your deep dives on the companies and then back into their talent sets so you can maybe find some potential new folks you can reach out to, right? So when we're here, you're going to hit close. I do want to point out that this blue banner popped up. You're going to want to hit this right here, save this search, DHS ICE awards, right? And then you're going to hit create. And if you hit that create button, it's going to save that search for you. You're going to see it here. And if you're like, wow, this screen is super cool. How do we get in here to like edit our saved searches? This little bell right here at the top, if you hit that, it'll take you straight back here into your saved searches where you can run edit and delete these if you like. And then you can also choose whether you want instant or daily roll-ups. I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you do daily because I think that's actually well, actually, now I'm looking around here and it looks like I have most things sent to instant, but you can change these to daily and it will just give you one roll up rather than a whole bunch of emails throughout the day. Kind of just depends on how you want to consume the data. So that's a lot of information at one time. I wanted to take a pause there and see if anybody had any questions before I moved on to the next part of the system that I'm going to be talking about.
I don't see
All right.
anything.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, I just hit the back button. It took me back here. I wanted to continue to walk through this use case particularly. So as I pop this up, you're going to notice I just closed this because it pops open. And so many things as we spend time in the system, we're back and forth inside of Slack. Dude, G2X is the most technologically forward-leaning company I've ever seen in my life because we have Slack connected to Notion, connected to HubSpot, connected to MailChimp, all these things kind of working, and we have the CEO and the CTO and everybody working together super collaboratively, and so sometimes I just hit up the CTO and I'm like, look, man, when I open these things and this opens automatically, it's kind of annoying. So he's like, yeah, we have a hot fix. It's scheduled for a couple weeks out. Don't worry, we got you. So this kind of thing is the very fast moving technology company, right? But I'm going to close it for now as we walk through here and just kind of show you what you can expect to see on the awards. We're always going to be telling you up here at the top what kind of award it was. You're going to see our tags up here as well. These things become more important as you care about the metadata, right? And as you come down, you're going to see that we have pulled together all of the relevant information from the NAICS code into how many bidders bid on it and to, who paid for it, what are they doing? And then of course the incumbent, right? And then we did link back each one of the companies into their company profile. So you can go straight from here into here. So that's actually a really cool way of also doing a little bit more research on the incumbents to understand who's doing what, where. Who are these companies buying from? Who are the agencies buying from to do what, right? These are some of the questions that you're asking yourself and some of the answers that you're getting. So, all right. So if I was this gal, this new recruiter at this services firm, Dev Technology Group is actually one that you could then backtrack into LinkedIn and get a little bit more information about the kind of developers that they have working there and then kind of do the things, right? So I'm going to go from here into our events database, take a little bit of a left turn. We're going to consider that use case kind of finished. And we're going to move into the next use case, which is, hey, Alexa, I need to build out a 2025 event schedule. We really want to get out there. We want to do the things in 2025. We want industries to know who we are. We want agencies to know who we are, but we don't really have any idea about where to go, right? So if you come over here right underneath of home, you've got the events database. Julie's probably tired of hearing me say this, but G2X is the most comprehensive events database in the industry. So you've got your government events, which is like this one. You've got your industry events, like my good friends, I just saw this, Appian. Appian's hosting a happy hour after USA. I always make a joke and say, you could probably eat and drink every night of the week in this industry and never have to buy groceries. In fact, I think that is some people's actual plan. So this is just one of those happy hours that's happening after AUSA, which is of course next week. So you could go, Unconventional Diner is a super fun spot to visit in DC anyway, and they're providing food and drinks. If you want to go learn about Appian and meet the folks, Appian is an awesome tool, and this is going to be a fun event. So we try to keep track of all of the things that are happening, from happy hours to big events to industry days to reverse industry days to all the things. So, I get a lot of questions about this. I get questions like, oh, did, somebody pay you to publish this? No, we publish what we think folks should be attending, right? So, if it's in here, it's because some human has decided, hey, this looks like a good thing to have on your radar. You should probably be aware of this, right? So please make good use of it and let us know if you have any suggestions for improvement. A couple of the improvement things that we're looking to do is to provide speakers, so you can do speaker searches on who it might be speaking where. And then also, we're thinking about having a follow button up here at the top. So that way you can follow the events as new speakers are added. And also, along those lines, I'm going to be publishing a new blog pretty soon. So I'll show you. We have a new blog here on our homepage. And then right now I have 2 different blog posts, but the next one is going to be about the 2025 calendar. And we're going to hopefully have several events that don't actually have any data put out there yet, but the ability to follow the event as the place gets selected, as all the different parts and pieces come together. So that way you can bookmark them, follow them as kind of the events crews get their stuff together. So hopefully that makes sense. Anybody have any questions about our events database or how to use it or why to use it or any of those things? Wow, this crew already knows all the things. All right then. So then I'm going to pop over here to GovAIQ. It's down here at the very bottom of your page over on the left-hand side. And really, GovAIQ is a proposal shredder, and it will also take you from 0 to pink team very, very quickly. So it is a co-pilot proposal writing tool. Before I go there, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. If you are an individual member of G2X, this will not work. You have to be a corporate member of G2X, which means more than 1 seat, right? Second thing is, we're not going to ask you to upload your past performance and smash together a PWS and have like a little proposal baby. We don't do that here. What we do is we will ask you to upload something, whether it's a PWS, statement of work, a SU, whatever, and then we will apply some bot logic to it, and then we will get you an outline. That is what this tool is. So after you click this button and you go ahead and you log in, it's going to bring you to a workspace like this, where you can actually type in whatever title you want, hit create, and it's going to ask you, where do you want to upload something from? Do you want to upload from SAM? Do you want to upload from your computer? Those options are there. So I'm going to go ahead and open one that I already have saved here. It was a Drupal opportunity for the FTC. It's actually pretty interesting. I've supported a lot of Drupal projects, so when I saw this, I was like, oh, this would be super fun. Would love to do this. Got lots of Drupal devs in my network. So when you open it, you are actually getting into that shredder piece that I was talking about. And you can ask any of question to the bot itself. That's going to be reading the documents that you have uploaded in there, and it will be giving you that answer. Also wanted to let you know that really the meat and potatoes of this product is over here in where it says the airplane right here, the Copilot. And if you hit that open editor, it will have written for you this entire outline based on what the government is asking for. So a couple of questions I always get here is like, well, if it didn't use my past performance, how did it know what to write? Well, if you've worked at a few companies, you probably do know that if you use the word boilerplate for your company, I'm going to tell you right now, you're probably not a snowflake. A lot of companies do that, and a lot of companies are giving the government the same things. Talk to any contracting officer and ask them, are you tired of reading the same thing from your vendors? They're going to say, oh my God, yes. So make it different, right? But when you're here, it's going to give you a whole bunch of information. You're going to highlight it and you can hit this command button and you can just say add in my past performance. Oh, wow. Here. And then copy paste, hit this, make it expand this right here, and it will drop it in there for you. Also, it has a pretty rich editor where you could just autocomplete, hit that button, and it will write it for you. And it will add even more to it using AI to kind of write it for you. So you can really play around with this and have a lot of fun. So when you're in here, copy, paste, export into whatever tool you're using, and hopefully that will help get you from 0 to pink really quickly. I do want to let you know, though, that G2X doesn't really condone using any sort of AI and then submitting a proposal without having a human in the loop. So you really want to maybe go from 0 to light pink, maybe even super light pink, sparkly light pink. But then once you get there, you're going to want to pull it out of whatever tool you're in and apply your humans, apply your solutions architects, and really back into something unique, interesting, and tailored to the agency mission and your friends over at the agency, hopefully, who you've spoken to many times and they already know who you are and you know who they are. Okay, now that I've said that, let me pop over into one of our other tools. This tool is free and open to the public. It's called Lumen. And I do want to show you how I got here. So as I had mentioned before, this is the G2X homepage. It's pretty snazzy. And how I got into Lumen was I basically went to the G2X homepage. I hit this / button and I copied in a SAM link, right? And then it didn't like it when I just did that again, but I can show you here. So I copied in the SAM link, and it really is for the AI program governance support that the VA announced today. They're looking for some cool stuff. So I basically just had it read the documents, and then I'm going to start asking it some questions. I have to spell things right, which is always the first challenge. Once you hit that, it'll start reading through the things and it will tell you it's an RFI. They're looking for artificial intelligence governance support. So I'm going to come over here and say, you know what, that didn't give me a ton of information, but if I open up these little caret things, it's going to give me an in brief, which is super actually helpful. So it's saying tasks are considered tier 2 moderate risk following the VA handbook. Also, you need security. Also, DevOps techniques with CI/CD. So I already know that if I don't have a strong software development background, I probably shouldn't be looking at this. And then ultimately, what is the government looking for? They're looking for cryptographic methods of patch management and trusted internet connect, a whole bunch of things. That looks like I need to know what I'm talking about. If you pop into the details, it's going to pull out some text for you. And then you've got your history, you've got your attachments, so you can download directly from here, and you've got your agency and your contacts. So really Lumen's trying to help you understand your RFIs and your RFPs much faster. So that way you can kind of get to your bid, no bid faster. That's kind of the whole point of that. So does anybody have any questions about Lumen or GovAIQ? Nope. All right. Wow. This has been probably the quietest training I've ever done. Okay. So while we're in here then, let me see if I can talk about a couple of more things that people might find interesting. I'm trying to think of what, I can talk about is kind of like what we're launching in the next couple of months. So while you're in here, you'll notice I skipped right over the opportunities. I didn't talk about it at all, but here I am talking about it. So the opportunities tab here, and if you click on it, it's really in beta for me. I don't even know if anybody else has access to this, to be honest with you. But what this is we are going to launch all of the opportunities. So pulling everything from sam.gov and other areas as well. And then also we're going to be pulling FPDS. So we're mixing the two together. And yeah, I know they pulled FPDS into sam.gov. Did they though? So we're going to have the awards database, we're going to have the opportunities database, and then when we release those, we are also going to have a pipeline tool that we've built in-house. And so you're going to have the ability, there'll be a button up here at the top that says add to pipeline. So then you can track all of your pipeline within G2X. And really what it is we're trying to do is to create one pane of glass for everything that you might need for your government contracting needs. And eventually, we even want to add in like templated NDAs and teaming agreements and sub-Ks and things like that. So whatever you might need, you can log into one tool and get everything in one place. So that's really the intent there. But with that being said, I just wanted to thank everybody for attending. My name, as I had mentioned, is Alexa. I also have a podcast called GovCom Unfiltered. So I think it's over here. Yeah, here we go. It's GovCom Unfiltered. You can listen to it straight from here, or you can find it, online. You can watch them on YouTube. I have a lot of great folks that I've interviewed. And if you want to be on GovCom Unfiltered, let me know. We also have a lot of events with Forum. Forum and G2X are sister companies. We really enjoy working with them. We have a sold out, our biggest event of the year next week. So looking forward to that. But thank you everybody for joining, and we look forward to seeing you guys out at an event soon. Have a wonderful day.